Did you know that over 50% of websites now use Google Analytics to track their performance? Hi, I'm Muna from Munalytics, and today I'm going to show you how you can track Google Analytics 4 using Google Tag Manager. If you haven't already watched my other video, it will go through how to install Google Tag Manager on WordPress. You can see that linked in the description below. Before I jump in, I wanted to cover a few reasons as to why you should be using Google Analytics to track your website performance. The first one is to identify where traffic to your website is coming from. The second one is to track conversions or key events on your website, which can help you identify when people are purchasing an item or filling out a form. And the third reason being that the tool is free. With the basics now covered, let's jump into how to install Google Analytics. Step one would be navigating to the website and setting up your analytics profile. Once signed in, you might be greeted by this page if you already have an analytics profile set up. To set up a new one, all you need to do is click on admin. At the top left, you'll see here create a new account. Once you make it to this page, make sure that you give it a relevant name. In this case, I am going to call it Munalytics. And under account data sharing settings, this is how much information do you want to give to Google and what sort of things do you want Google to suggest to you. Underneath accounts, you'll have properties. So in one account, you can have multiple properties. In this case, I only have the one website. So I'm going to call my property name Munalytics website. Time zone is pretty important. Make sure you set it to a time zone that's relevant to you. Same with the currency. As for business details, ensure that you are filling this to the best of your ability as they will be coming out with benchmarking figures. Business objectives. Essentially, this section is asking what type of business do you have and what are you looking to get from this. The difference this makes is really what graphs you have available to you from the get-go. Make sure you accept the agreement. And next, it's going to ask you to choose a platform. For our case, it's going to be web. You can have multiple streams and also track apps within the same property, which is one of the updates from Universal Analytics, which wasn't able to do so. For the next few steps, make sure you enter your website URL, give it some sort of name so that you can know which stream it is. I'm going to go with my website. And I would highly suggest having enhanced measurement on. What this will do is have a few pre-clicked items that it will measure. You can see the full list here. So now we've created our Google Analytics account and property. In this case, it is flagging me because I already do have one tag installed on my site. For the purpose of this, I'm going to create a new tag. For the most part, you can ignore this section. We're not going to be installing it manually. We will be using Google Tag Manager. The most important information we need is the measurement ID here with a nice little copy button next to it on the web stream details. So we're going to copy that. If you happen to lose that and don't have the tag information there, usually it will show us exactly the tag here. And if you click get tagging instructions, it will take you straight back to that page that we had. All right, now that we've set up our Google Analytics account and property, we want to head back to Google Tag Manager, where you should have already set up your tag management property. I'm going to go into Munalytics here. And now we're going to look at our tags and set up a new tag. Under tag configuration, we want to select Google Analytics and we want to select Google Tag. In tag ID, we're going to go ahead and paste our tag ID we had earlier. Under triggering, we want to select all pages. And finally, we need to give our tag a name. And it's that simple really to set it up. Before we go ahead and finalize the setup, it's very important to test that it is working. And we can do so by using the preview function in Google Tag Manager. I'm also going to go ahead and show you the developer function within Google Analytics, just so you can see on both ends to make sure they're both working correctly. So in Google Analytics, if you were to go to admin, you can come down here to debug view. This will show you any events that come in. I'm going to now make sure that this is the correct website. Click connect. In my case, this has opened up in a new window, but it may open up in a new tab as well. As we click through, I'm just going to click on a few pages here. Let's look at the blog. In Google Tag Manager, it says that the page tracking is firing. We go back to analytics and look at debug view. It might take a few seconds, but you should see some events pop up. There we go. So it says first visit, page view. So now I can confirm that my Google Analytics is indeed working. As an aside, in order to use this debug view, there has to be certain parameters that are added that automatically get added when you're using GTM. If you were to just go to the website normally, you wouldn't see any events or anything happening in the debug view. Now that we've confirmed that works, the last and probably most important thing to do is to make sure that you publish your changes or submit your changes in Google Tag Manager. So we're going to go ahead and click submit here. Give it a version name, give it a description as well, and go ahead and publish. So until you've hit submit and published, it won't go live. And that's it. That is how you set up the base tracking for Google Analytics 4. As a note, there is some additional setup needed if you wanted to track conversions for, let's say, click to calls or even form conversions. We will be covering that in a following video. As always, if you had any issue at all setting this up, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.